What's up, everybody? Happy Wednesday. Let's see who's in the chat right now. John, Flo, what's happening? It's actually not Flo, it's John, his co-host, but please stick around. Not quite Flo, but almost as good. Bye-bye, Bosworth. It's always great to be a Miami Hurricane. What's going on? E-Dub, what's going on? What's up, everybody? Yeah, so as usual, little Wednesday night Canes talk. Look, I know a lot of people don't think of it as a big one, but we got a big one coming up. We got a big one coming up Saturday against North Carolina. If for anything else, for pride reasons, I mean, everyone remembers the whooping they put on us last year in our house. 62-26, I believe, was the score, where they just ran the same two plays on us and we couldn't stop any of them. Thank you, Manny Diaz, for that. We all blamed Blake Baker, which I'm sure he was partially at fault as well. But at the end of the day, the man in charge, I think, is the one who deserves most of the blame. Yes, sir. Boys are all in. The degenerates. Hashtag degenerates. Please leave me a like. Hit the subscribe. But yeah, so we will have from the Flow team, David Franklin, on here in a little bit to talk, the state of the team, a little bit of recruiting, because there were some, I think, 2 decommits, one officially. Actually, let's see where it's at now, because I know our friend Trey Fegans decommitted from Miami. So, and I'm sure there's going to be more coming. Let's be honest. Let's see what's up. With how we played lately, these games are big. Yeah. Look, one thing I'm going to talk to David about, and they talked about it on Maxed Out last night, is obviously this locker room is broken. We suspected this might be the case, and now it's come to light that there is a divide. There is dissension, specifically between the older players and the younger players. Now, I am 100,000% on the younger players' side because they've done nothing wrong. In fact, I don't know what the older players are even complaining about, because aside from James Williams, none of the young guys has taken anybody's job. Guys like, even though James Williams is technically starting, Gervin Hall is still getting a ton of playing time, which I do not understand. And look, and I'm about to call out some players that I've called out. Nothing against them as people. I hope they do. I hope they live amazing lives after, University of Miami, if they go into pro football or whatever after that. Listen, I'm just calling out how they performed on the field this year. I'm going to be honest. Gervin Hall, he should not be getting the amount of snaps he's getting. Even Bubba Bolden shouldn't be getting the amount of snaps he's getting. Zach McLeod, Bradley Jennings, let's see who else. DJ Ivey, D. Wiggins. I mean, the list goes on and on. Those guys continue making mistake after mistake, and whether you blame the coaches, poor development for that or not, and I do, a lot of it has to do with that, they shouldn't be on the field right now. So yeah, that's kind of the divide right now. Brother, the bomb just dropped. T-Rob out, Ed Reed is taking over. I heard rumors of that early on today. I haven't seen anything official. Just checking my phone here, making sure I didn't miss anything official. No, I haven't seen anything official regarding that, but that's, there's rumors that T-Rob is not happy. And I'm not shocked, because whatever we're running on defense is not what T-Rob, the kind of coverage that T-Rob wanted to run. What he likes to run is man-on-man, bump and run, jam receivers at the line, aggressive, which I thought was going to go mesh well with Manny. It has not. Manny is doing a lot of safe zone, and I don't understand it. I heard from Bruce Feldman that Cristobal was spotted at Versailles eating his favorite meal because he owned white rice on Monday. Yeah. So Brandon Noel, interesting to hear Manny talk about upperclassmen complaining about playing time. That's what I'm saying. Like, most of them haven't gotten their playing time taken away yet. They should, and that's what I'm saying. I'm 100% on the younger player's side. If you're getting your playing time taken away, you deserve it. Okay? You deserve it because you played like garbage. I'm sorry, I have to say it. Okay, I slept through the whole match against UNC last season, Australian time, and I've never woken up to worse news. Yeah. Yep, we got blasted by 30-something points. Let's see, Caneville reporting T-Rob is out. Yeah, that's kind of the rumor right now. I hope that's not the case, but what are you going to do? It's once you lose the locker room, it's extremely hard to get it back. And I wanted to ask David Franklin about what he thinks about that. In my opinion, the only way you get it back is if they commit to playing the young guys, and I mean Rashard Smith, Rooster, Romello, LT, Kinchins, and I mean starting for Cam Kinchins. I think he deserves starting snaps. Isaiah Dunson, Marcus Clark, Jacoby George, Elijah Arroyo. When those guys get some serious snaps, and also we start winning games because of it, you could save this. You could save this locker room and maybe salvage some kind of a decent year. You could, but that's the only way that can happen. But for that to happen, for you to actually get those W's, young guys, old guys, they got to kind of be on the same page. It's going to be kind of hard to do it on the backs of freshmen 100%. Look at Cincy and Iowa. Oh, did I miss your previous comment? Oh, John, why doesn't Miami's coaching staff focus on getting gritty 3-star guys that are hungry once you build the program, then go after the 4- and 5-star guys? I mean, it's nice to get those guys, but remember, they're not a finished product when they come in here. The 4- and 5-star guys have to get developed, and that's the problem. Someone put up a stat that Manny Diaz has had more blue chip recruits than Golden did in his tenure, than Randy Shannon did in his tenure, and he's coached less time, and arguably he's been worse than all of them. So yeah, look at Cincy and Iowa. Here's the thing with Cincy and Iowa. They have great coaching and great player development, great X's and O's and all that. They don't have the talent, so they're usually not going to be able to compete. I mean, I know Cincinnati was in a very close game with Georgia, but typically those two teams, yeah, they're going to make the playoff. It's going to be awesome. I'm going to be super happy for those teams, but they're going to be overmatched against teams like Bama or Georgia. Let's be honest. Them winning in the playoff is going to be a huge upset. T-Rob, I hope doesn't go. Me neither. Plot twist. Manny gets hired. T-Rob becomes DC. Ed becomes DB's coach. Woo! I would love that. And then Jess Simpson becomes the interim coach. I'd be down for that. I agree with John. Our DBs have been playing 8 yards off the receivers. No bump and run for us. I hated it. Yeah, 100%. But to answer Bosworth's question, yeah. No, usually a recruiting class, and we've had those, has a mix of those gritty 3-star guys. I think even Chase Smith was a 3-star guy on some websites. But anyway, you get a mix of those guys, but mostly 4- and 5-star guys, and you develop them. So the problem isn't like, oh, we're not finding enough diamonds in the rough. It's not that. It's that you're not developing them. That's the main issue at University of Miami. But thank you for the comment, sir. I see colors. I'm going to go down there in a second. E-Dub Kane, we commit to get rid of Manny and the team will look different. It's obvious. The man doesn't want to release control and let guys assist as they're paid to do. Listen, I've seen it happen before where a guy gets let go in the middle of the season, and for whatever reason, the interim coach is, let's say it's a guy that the players like. It happened with Coach Orgeron at USC a few years back. The team just rallies around that new coach, and they play better. It happened with us with Coach Larry Scott. The team, I think they went 4-2 under Larry Scott, but they kind of rallied around him and played. They played better defense. They just played better. Yeah. But thank you. I am not going to try to pronounce your name. I apologize because I'm going to butcher it, but thank you very much for the donation. Let's start getting John some dono love. This is wholly funded by the Australian welfare system. Seriously, though, I think Zoe as director of football ops and someone else as AD utilizes our resources the best. I mean, not many people that disagree with you. Let's go through a couple more comments, and I'll bring in our guest. Sigmund Johnson's flow is in here. Give us some of those John nuggets. Even better, I will have my guest, David Franklin, give you some nuggets. 1 second. What's going on, man?
What is up, my man? How are you?
I'm doing great, man. How's everything with you?
Good, man. Good. Busy day. Now just kind of looking forward to relaxing a little bit and talking some hurricane news with you, good or bad. Always good to talk things, right?
Yeah. So you remember during the season, we were all saying, yeah, this recruiting class is going to be a monster class as long as we take care of business on the field.
Right.
And here we are. We have done the complete opposite of take care of business on the field. So yeah, man, because I haven't talked to you much since then, especially on recruiting, since before the season started. So what are you feeling right now with, the decommits? Are you surprised? I know I'm not, but like, how are you feeling about, like, what's your reaction to all that?
I'm not surprised that it's happening now because of what's going on. I'm surprised that we're having this conversation, that it's led to this. I said before the season, Manny had a plan, a strategy, so to speak, going into this recruiting. We're not going to take a lot of commits. We're going to wait. We're going after some heavy hitters. And I said that's fantastic, but that puts a load on you, because the guys we're going for, they have options. They have big options. They got Bamas and Oklahomas and Clemsons and all that out there. So you've got to do something very special on this field to bring those guys in. And that's great. I love the positivity and all that going at, let's go at it and let's get them in here. But if you don't, you run a risk of sitting where we're at now. I don't even know exactly. What are we, 54th or something in the country? I don't even know. A couple months out and no real sign of things getting better. I don't mean to just come on here and start, automatic with negativity, but that's the reality of it. I'm concerned. I'll just be real with you. I'm not going to sugarcoat it and tell you, oh, it's okay. It's not okay. We still have recruits we're talking to. We have made a few more offers. We've had some guys that maybe were kind of what I looked, and I've said this, like they're plan B guys or things like that. But I'll be honest with you. It feels like now we're not going for those plan B guys because we didn't get who we wanted. We're going after them now because, oh no, like we got to get some bodies in here. And it's like we're falling back on them for the wrong reason. You know what I mean? Not taking anything away from the young men. These are some talented dudes we're going after, but you know what I mean. And it's just, I think there's time to salvage some, but we need to get to work. And if that's going to happen on the field, it needs to start Saturday. If it's not going to happen on the field, we need to make some changes. That's just the reality.
Yeah. Before I continue, I want to thank Terry for the donation, Nugget money. He's talking about the nuggets that you're going to drop on us. And Sigmund, Big Dave, dropped some nuggets.
Big Sig, what's up, bro?
Thank you, guys. It's Les D. This is another, topic that's been, we were talking about it on Discord and everything. Right now, it's a rumor. I don't know. I don't think anything official has been announced, but it's definitely a rumor. D, are you worried about the possibility of on us losing T-Rob?
Absolutely. I am. I'm concerned that it's even being mentioned. Whether or not there's anything to it, I'm like you. I've not seen anything official. I've been in the chats like you. I've been on the message boards. I get it. There could be some smoke to it because in reality, you look at what T-Rob did. Let me rephrase that. Why he came here, he was told a certain thing without even being in the room. You know this. He came here over other options. He turned down bigger money because he wanted to be here. And he said specifically before the season, there was a call with all the coaches. And he said he believed in the vision that he was told. And that's why he came here. And then he talked about the kind of defense he wanted to run. And I'm sitting here going, every single week, I'm like, where is that at? And you almost, I guess, human reaction, you want to blame him a little bit. But I can't help but have flashbacks to last year. And we blamed the DC. And he's no longer here anymore. And it's the same thing I'm seeing. So I'm rambling a little bit, but to answer your question, yeah, I'm concerned, but no, I don't blame him for being concerned and upset and mad and worried about it. I mean, it's legit. Plus, he has put together, along with DVD, who doesn't get near the credit he should. They have put together the best DB class I've seen in 20 years. And now we're they're starting to look around and leave. I mean, yeah, I'm very concerned that it's even being mentioned, because if there was no problems, no issues, no nothing, this wouldn't even be a conversation. I mean, why are we even hearing this? Who even started this? Why? There's something to it.
100%. Yeah, I'm almost starting to think, like, did Coach Diaz, like, did all these great, because we have a great assistant staff aside from like one or two guys that, we've criticized, but for the most part, 80% of our staff I love. Did they get sold the same bill of goods the same Kool-Aid that we all drank? Like, I think they all fell for it just like we did.
Oh yeah, and I have to admit, I'm the first to tell you, I've not just drank the Kool-Aid, man. I've been mixing it up and selling it. I've had a Kool-Aid stand. I've been pushing it, and hey, yeah, because I'm a fan first, above all else, and I want this fixed, and I was like everyone else. I heard the same thing y'all heard, and then when you see the staff that you mentioned, how do you mess this up? Schedule, it looked favorable. I mean, everything lined up, and here we are.
Yeah, I feel like, and I've learned this now from watching this team, it feels like no matter how great, and it's the same thing with the latter Larry Coker days as well. It doesn't matter how great your staff is. If the man in charge is not on the same page, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, and that speaks volumes, because you talk about the man in charge. We obviously mean Manny, but then you go even higher and deeper, the man in charge of him, and then over him, and it just continues. There's just layers upon layers of this thing that have to get right.
Yeah. Machug Mobir, thank you again for the donation. Always loyal, always on the channel. John, ready for another great show. Fire Blake James, get Rod Jasinski as AD, bring Mario as head coach, and Muschamp as DC. Oh my God, that'd be an all-star lineup. That'd be insane. And also not unrealistic as long as Blake James gets fired. But
yeah. And that's the thing. I think the frustrating things, like I said, again, we're fans before anything. And you come up with all these scenarios. Yeah, let's do that. And then there's Blake James. It's kind of like, what's up, guys? So you've got to dig into this thing, man, and make changes way deep into the program, beyond the playing field and the locker room. Unfortunately, that's got to happen.
Winning cures many of the problems. Yeah, they were talking about this on Maxed Out yesterday. I think it was yesterday. They had Coach Hayes on, and they were asking him, hey, once a locker room is fractured like this, is there any possible way to get it back?
No, because here's my issue, and I've been asked this question 100 times. All right, so what if Manny, we handle business Saturday, and then, we win a bunch of games, and then we win a bowl. I have no confidence that it's going to happen again next year. Like, what's to say we haven't put together a decent season this year? Say we win. Okay, I'll play on. We win 10 games this year. Okay. What happens next year, though? Like, we never, like, I've lost faith and confidence that it's going to be consistently done. It's like now we're surprised when it happens. Oh, wait, we won 10 games. That's not it. That's not what I want. I want this thing consistently fixed. And I want to have confidence that it's going to be like that year to year. And I don't see that.
Yeah. Norman, thank you for the dono. The lack of defense looks worse than when Blake Baker was here. Great show, gentlemen. Yeah, it's
close. It's very similar.
Yeah, because you would have thought with all these veterans coming back, I was saying it all offseason, just on experience alone and, bodies and depth, I was like, okay, this defense is going to improve. Like, without even trying. It's gotten worse, and it's the same issues from last year that we were complaining about Blake Baker. So now it's like the curtain has been pulled back. It's like, oh, maybe he wasn't the problem.
Maybe. And, that's what we were told. So we believe that. And on paper, you don't have to be told that. You can look up our returning everybody we had coming back. Like, we had the most experienced O-line we've got, and we've got a little bit of depth and guys who played some last year. And then you mix that in with some young talent, plus a new staff. And look at the schedule. It's not that tough. What's not to love? And here we sit, so it's tough, man. It's hard right now.
Well, a big part of the problem is you said plus the young talent. The problem is the young talent's barely playing.
Yeah. So yeah, so now instead of take the experience, mix it with the young talent, what's happened is it's gone this way. It's just been a split, rather than mix it and learn how to work with both, have the experience, work in some young talent. Now you've got the young talent over here and the experience over here going, I don't want to play with him. I don't want, he's taking my job. And it's just gone way, way the other way. Like it shouldn't be happening. I just didn't see it coming. I didn't see it happening.
Yeah. Flo, what's going on?
What up, boss?
So yeah, and what did you think when when Manny came out and said, and obviously it's no shocker that there is kind of a divide between the older guys and younger guys. First of all, I was saying when I came on, I'm 100,000% on the younger guys' side. Like if you're an older player and you're getting your playing time taken away, it's probably for a reason. But also, I'm like, what are they complaining about? They're all still starting. I'm like, aside from James Williams, I mean, who's getting significant, and TBD because of injury, who's getting significant time with the young guys?
Yeah, nobody. I mean, we're begging for it. That's how you know it's not happening. Like we're sitting there going, hey, play, LT, do this, do that. And it's like everything you hear just contradicts itself the next week or something, You'll hear LT's not playing because he can't, he's not learning the playbook and he doesn't know exactly what to do. And then he said he didn't know what to do. And then the next week you see something completely different. And it's just like, it's hard to even, that's why I quit. I don't even watch the press conferences anymore. I think it was maybe week 2 or something like that. I stopped. I don't watch them anymore. I haven't seen one all year.
Was it the comment of, oh, App State is a great football team and they do this to everybody?
I think it was for that. I think when I realized, because when I was told I was just an average fan, and maybe I am, but it was I guess the cockiness and all that from the coaching staff, and just like, we don't know what we're talking about. Okay, maybe I don't. So explain it to me. You make $1 million a year to do this. I don't, but I can figure it out on my TV. So why don't you just explain it to me? I would love that, rather than sit there week after week and tell me how things are okay and we're doing this right. No, we're not. I just sat there and watched it. But that comment there, yeah, that's why I tweeted out today, because App State, this is what they do to people. They go on the road and they knock people off. Did you watch it last night? Louisiana, 41 at home. App State came to their house to knock them off, right? Because that's what they do. No, they didn't just beat them. They 41-13 curb stomped those boys. And yeah, so now you don't have that. So what happened there? That's a point. Every single thing you hear gets undone somewhere down the line.
Yeah, it's
I mean,
it's that politician BS that gets said at the podium out of desperation, like Les is saying.
Yeah.
Because I'm sorry, we should be. I went into the game, the App State game, for example. I'm like, yeah, no, I know we're not going to beat them by 40. We're not that team yet, but easily that should have been a 2-touchdown victory. That should not have been close.
Exactly. And you know what? That's funny you said that, because I had mentioned, I think I'd said somewhere about a 2-score win, but maybe if App State scored them late in the game and made it look closer than we should have handled them. I get it's App State. And he's right. Yes, they do this. I understand. But dude, I am so, like, I keep saying it. We're Miami. I wish we would just act like it, like we used to. I get it's App State, but just, you should handle that. I shouldn't be this upset over an App State game. And I would, it would almost be easier, though, if he would just come out and say that. Hey, we struggled. We didn't do this. I just said, no, it's okay. That's what they do. And that's why I quit listening to press conference. I think it was about the second week or something. I don't know. But I've not watched one since then, because I said it on my show last week, I think. I mean, you're not just going to sit here and lie to me, and that's all that is. From now, you're just straight up lying to me. I'm sorry. I'm going to call it like it is. You're just lying to me. I am not that stupid. I'm not very smart, but I'm not that dumb.
Yeah, because I understand we're fans, but I've also watched this game for 25 years. I've watched this game since I was a kid. You've probably watched it your whole life. Coach Hayes was a coach. Wholesome One has experience. Steve-O played and does his thing with the film. We kind of know the game. We're not, and we're all saying the same thing. It's like, come on.
See, that's the thing. If you hear one person say something, maybe, but when you hear everybody is basically on the same page of what's going on, everybody may have their little ideas, and he may know a little bit more, and I may pick up on, but everybody knows what's going on. And yeah, I know I'm just a fan, but again, if I'm just your average fan, then why can I figure this out?
Right. Terry says it's all Flo's fault. He made the Kool-Aid.
If hey, if Flo makes a Kool-Aid, you can drink it. You better not drive after. I can tell you that.
Yeah. But I know you're a busy man. I won't have you on too much longer. But yeah, man. Another thing I noticed, like, and I've always kind of noticed it, but it really sticks out this year. Like, if you look at the elite programs, look at Oklahoma, for example. You know, their quarterback, Spencer Rattler, who Heisman Trophy, whatever, Heisman Trophy candidate, he struggles. They put in a true freshman, and he wins the game.
Yep.
Our our coaching staff wouldn't even dream of ever trying that. But if you look at the elite programs, if they have a talented 5-star freshman, guess what? He's coming in the game.
Yeah.
All of them. Ohio State, Bama, they may not start, but they're in the rotation. They're playing.
Yeah, you have to. I mean, it doesn't make any sense not to. And plus, when you look at one of our recruiting tools is early playing time. Like, we're going to get you on that field. Don't tell me these guys weren't told that. If you do, that's another lie. I know they were told that. I know that. That's why they came here. That's what we do. Like, we can't offer you maybe a ring this year, but you can get on the field right now and play and help us out. And then it doesn't happen. So, yeah, it makes absolutely zero sense. I mean, it goes along with everything else.
Yeah, it's terrible. Norman, thank you for the donation. Manny's weekly pressers are distractions. He devoted a lot of time to the comments from ESPN, Kirk Herbstreit, Desmond Howard. He knows his time is up. Real quick on that, because I don't think I've asked you about this since that happened, the whole Kirk Herbstreit thing. Do you think I think ultimately it was a good thing. Like what do you think about the comments and what may come of it as a result?
I think what Kirk Herbstreit did was probably one of the best things that's happened to this program in a long time. I don't know if anything will come of it. I don't have that power. But for the longest time, guys like me and you, everyone on the show right now, all the fans, we've kind of seen what's going on. We've been frustrated. And I know for a fact that you were just like me. People who know you're a Miami fan, they're, hey, man, what's wrong with Miami? And it's become like a laughing joke. You know, hey, what's wrong? Hey, the U's back again. You know, this whole, and it's like being kind of a known thing within the family, so to speak. But when Kirk Herbstreit said that, it kind of put it out there on national TV, put it in the media. And I think what happened is you had some folks, some colleagues, I guess, of our administration that went, hang on a minute, it's that bad? And now they're kind of looking in, and it rattled the cage, is what I'm trying to say. It made some people uncomfortable, and that's not happened before. And I think once that happened, finally, I've been begging for years for the former players to get involved with this thing and just kind of get some momentum and just make some people uncomfortable and almost force change. And don't stop. I keep saying this. Don't stop that. Keep going. And so I'm hoping. I mean, I have no other way to feel it because I'm a fan. Yeah, I think something's going to come of it. When and exactly who, don't know. I mean, there's rumors flying crazy today. You know this. Everybody does. I'm not going to elaborate because I don't know anything for sure. But I feel there's going to be a change made. I don't know when. I don't think it's going to take till the end of the season.
That's what I feel like. I feel like changes will be made. I think it rattled the cage enough that, you know, I've talked to Flo off camera and stuff, and it's like, yeah, the right people are finally upset. The right people are finally turning their attention to this. And I mean, the former players have always spoken out on Twitter and stuff, but it seems like they're united and like, not enough, enough's enough. So that's the first time in roughly 15 years that I've seen that.
Yeah, and I do know, like I said, when Herbstreit made that, I'm not going to say this or that because I don't know for sure, but I do know that he's pretty good. He's pretty good friends with Mr. Jonathan Vilma, who is on the board of trustees.
Yes,
and
he is.
2 + 2 is 4, and you can connect those dots all you want to. But that I have a hard time feeling Kirk came up with that on his own, but I'm going to leave that alone. But I hope that continues. Like, that's what we've needed for a long time for somebody with some power to look at this thing and go, hey, what's going on? What's wrong? And then when you kind of start digging into it, you're like, wait a minute, what? It's a disaster, and it needs to be exposed. And I think change will come because change has to happen. There's no way we continue like this. There's no way. I'm not going to believe that until I'm forced to.
Yeah, for sure. Chugmo Beer, thank you again. All Manny Diaz did is make excuses and lie for when Miami doesn't win the game Saturday. Yeah. Pure politician BS. Get rid of him and Blake. Wholesome one appearance. What's going on, man? Yep. I'm okay. We're all good, man. All's well with you. Speaking of, so this will be my last question. So we got a big one this Saturday, and Manny Diaz came on, did his weekly presser and said, I think he said 10 players could be out because of a virus or whatever, non-Rona related, but he basically said that a bunch of guys are going to be out. There's speculation, if you're reading Twitter, that it's like, maybe that's part of that whole locker room dissension thing. With all that being said, how are you feeling about the game Saturday? Do we have, with TVD under center now, new quarterback, do we have a chance of pulling this one out? Because UNC is not very good. They just got, in my opinion, it didn't show on the score, but they got their butts whooped by FSU, in my opinion.
Yeah, they did. That score, that FSU game, did not tell the story. North Carolina got whipped in that game. I'm not highly concerned with TVD. I think he's capable. I think he can do it. I think he gives you different options. I think he opens up some things. But I just, North Carolina, Miami are almost kind of a little bit similar this year because both disappointments, North Carolina even more so. They had Sam Howell coming back. He was pushed for the Heisman. You got Mac Brown, who's supposedly doing something. And now they're kind of sitting where they're at, very disappointed. And they've been so up and down this year. They lost, they won, they lost, they won, they lost. They just, can't find their rhythm. I don't think I've ever picked Miami to lose a game. It's just not in me. So maybe I guess this is probably an exclusive congratulations because I just flat I don't have any confidence that we're going to go to another field and put a product out there that's going to, I hope I'm wrong. I want to win. I do. I do. I want to win. I'm not going to cheer for a loss. I hope those young men go out there and get what they deserve. But I've not seen anything that, regardless of who's at quarterback, first of all, we're going to protect him and give him time. The defense isn't showing me anything. Manny's whole scheme is exposed. Nobody's worried about it. It just goes on and on and on. I've just not seen anything to tell me that we're going to go in there Saturday and get a win. I just don't see it.
Yeah. I think a change could be made if we lose this game. I know a lot of people don't agree. I think people are saying, it'll be – I think AD and that kind of like admin stuff could be at the end of the season, but I think Manny could be gone if we drop to 2-4.
I agree. And I know I won't get this luxury because I know the administration does not care at all about me or my concerns. But if we do lose Saturday, and especially if we lose bad and he's not gone, I would love to hear the explanation and the plan from that. How in the world, because you can save some recruiting right now. You can, if you make a change and communicate with those recruits, keep them in the loop. I understand we're not going to hire somebody till December or whatever, but I get that. But if you make a change and show you're committed to doing this and you reach out to some recruits and, hey, here's what we're going to do and, that kind of thing, you can salvage a little bit. We go in there Saturday and lose and we don't make a change. And if we go in there Saturday and lose bad and don't make a change, I would love to hear the plan just on the recruiting side. I would love to hear that.
Yeah.
I don't know what else you need. I don't know what else what are you waiting on? I don't get it.
Right. No, I agree. Like, how much worse do you want it to get? I mean, I never thought, like I've said before, I grew up watching this team. The years that, I became a fan in 2000. That's when I started going to games. From 2000, I started going to games. I didn't see them. I didn't see them lose a game live until 2004. It was that
Wow.
overtime game against Clemson. Okay. And I go, I went to most home games. I didn't see the Canes lose in real life up close for 4 years after following the team. So like that's what we're talking about here. So it's to start a season 2-4 was just like unheard of, inexplicable, like unacceptable, in my opinion.
Yeah. And I think it's the thing that's so exhausting for me is the roller coaster. We get a coach and we drink the Kool-Aid and, hey, this might work. And whether you really believe it or not as a fan, and we want it so bad, like we're so passionate. Dude, Miami fans are just, we're crazy. We are so crazy passionate about this thing. And we want it fixed so bad. Like we really just hang on every word, hey, we got this coach. Hey, yeah, we're all in. And it doesn't work. So here comes another, and it just keeps repeating itself. And I'm to the point, I'm just like physically exhausted. Like they have worn me down to the point. Like I watch the game Saturday now, I don't even move. I just watch the game. I don't get mad. I don't get excited. I watch the game and I cheer for our guys, but we do something wrong, I don't get upset anymore. I just don't, and that sucks.
Yeah. Yeah. And to answer Randy, 2000, yes, I'm 34. So 2000, I was 13. I was in 8th grade. That was my first. I mean, I watched a little bit as a kid, but my first game was Wide Right 3. That was my first game. So I got introduced right,
Man, so like you came along, like you really were drinking Kool-Aid, huh? Because things were great when you, right? And then all of a sudden you're like, wait a minute, what?
No, and my second game was the Virginia Tech game in 2000 when Michael Vick came here and we whooped them by like 20-something points. Oh my God. My introduction to Canes football was just like as good as you could hope. Yeah. So anyway, let me let you go, man. I know you're busy.
Yeah, anytime.
Let the people know where they can find you. I see that's your Twitter handle right there, right? @_D Franklin.
Yes, sir. That's me on Twitter. You can find me there anytime. Shoot me a DM if you got questions, concerns. I'll do my best to get back to you, but I get several of those, so just be patient with me. Thursday nights, 8:45, the Sebastian Lane Show with my dude Rasta at Rasta Edits. I believe it's his Twitter handle. We're on at 8:45 every night, so check us out there. And other than that, just hanging out with this guy and the Flow team and whoever will let me tag along a little bit. So go Canes, man. I hope this thing gets fixed. It's tough to pull for change. And then a win and all that. It's like we're just so scrambled right now with our feelings. It's tough. So, but we're all in this together. I can tell you that.
I can tell you, my gut is telling me, and my gut and common sense are telling me, change is coming. Something's happening. Something big up top is happening this year, and hopefully it's the right decision.
Yeah, I hope so.
But let me let you go, man. But thanks again for coming in. Go catch their show, him and Rasta Edits later this week. And we'll talk soon, man.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it. Go Canes.
Go Canes. All right. So that was David Franklin. Again, go catch his show later this week. And great stuff. I think they're a few weeks into their new show. He's part of the ever-growing Miami Flow team. Let's see. David, thanks, D. T-Rob stay. Yeah, man. T-Rob has to stay. Thanks, Big D. All right, I'll be on for a few more minutes, guys. Became a fan in '86. Damn, that's another good year to be a fan. Tell me, guys, really quick, if you went to the Orange Bowl back in the day, what was your first game you attended? Fan ever since 2017. Disappointed ever since. Dan, hey, you at least started on a high note in 2017. Smash that like button, hit that like button. Yeah. Norman, 2006. Ooh, that was a rough one. Did you go to that FSU, the home opener against FSU in 06? I mean, that game was lit. I remember that. That was a packed Orange Bowl. That was a night game, close game we should have won. Low scoring game, but that was, fun one, but that was a painful ending. Let's see. Yes, that's very true. Thank you for the insights. And thank you guys for the donations. You guys were popping tonight. Thank you very much. Much appreciated. And please hit the subscribe button. Against OU in the national championship. That would have been our second one, correct? In 1987, the year I was born. Yeah, so that would be, if I'm not mistaken, if I have my years right, that was the 87 national championship here in Miami in the Orange Bowl. That was when Michael Irvin had that big catch in the fourth quarter for the touchdown to kind of ice the game. That was also the one where Melvin Bratton blew out his knee, which was, kind of a bittersweet, it was our second national championship, a bittersweet game because of that. Fan since 86, got my first starter jacket like Uncle Luke. Nice. Those jackets are pretty nice. I remember seeing Kelly and Rush in my younger days, in my younger years. Nice. Very nice. Not old enough to have remembered. I have a throwback Jim Kelly jersey. I have to break that out. I think it's like buried somewhere at my parents' house, but I've worn that one a couple of times. It's a white throwback number 12. John, this is an awesome show, brother. Hey, thank you, man. Appreciate it. Norman says, been a fan since 82. Prior to that, I didn't watch a Canes game, but fell in love with the U and on the helmet. It's the best logo in the country, bar none. Fans' first time in the OB was 99. Ooh. 99? Okay, we were on the rise in 99. That was a good year, too. Yeah, I hope it wasn't that Penn State game. That's another painful one. Was with JJ, Walsh, Irvin, Mel, man, legends. All right, guys. So I wanted to plug this really quick before I go. As I dropped a little hint about this a few weeks back. Now I'm closer to getting it done. There would be a name change to the channel coming very soon. Going to tweak the logo a little bit, a bit of a new look. Still the same show. You still got me, still the same content, but I will be, we'll be making a change to the channel name. So that will be coming very soon. I'll let you guys know when that's happening. I'll drop more hints on Twitter. But really, it's just, getting the logo ready and all that stuff. Everything else is pretty much done. And I think you guys will enjoy it. But aside from that, Cafecito and Canes this Saturday, my usual pregame show will be back. I didn't do it last week because it was a bye week. But I'll be back with that, drinking my Cuban coffee, talking a little Canes football with you in the morning. And you might see a little bit, as you probably noticed, on game day, I'm a little bit different. I feel a little more confident. I think we could pull this game out. I think if TVD and these younger players, they go out and just play backyard football against these guys and just out-talent North Carolina, we can get it done. You never know. But yeah, guys, let's see, hit a few more of these. John, do you remember when Miami played against Bo Jackson? When the Miami Hurricanes played Bo Jackson? No, I think that was early 80s, and I was born in 87. So, no, I do not remember that. Let's see, who are the great players I've seen Miami play? I was there when they played Michael Vick. I saw them play Marcus Vick when they kicked his ass. That was fun. What other, great players have I seen, outside of Miami? Obviously, I've seen legends up close, but also some great players with FSU, obviously. Yeah, none that stick out. Our guys will play with a chip on their shoulders after what happened last season. I hope so. All right, guys. First game ever attended was at Michigan in 88 and then Notre Dame in 88. Sadler never been to the OB. Wow. You know what, though? Those were two amazing games to go to. Obviously, we lost the game at Notre Dame. That was the Catholics versus Convicts game. Horrible call. Cleveland Gary did score on that play. But the Michigan comeback, that's pretty crazy. That is a stadium I would love to go to. But anyways, guys, that's it for me. I'll be back with you Saturday morning with Cafecito and Canes. Until then, it is all about the U. Go Canes. Have a good night.